Hello everyone and welcome back to the Anime Villainous Tournament arc of 2025. We are now halfway through round 2. We have 2 more games to go to figure out who our semi-finalists will be this year. And for our next match of round 2, we're going to be looking at the top right of the bracket. It will be Naomi versus Egg. 2 very well-respected members of the competitive community, I would say. Egg won tournament arc last year. Naomi has won at least 1, if not 2. I think just 1 of our more casual tournaments. Saying casual doesn't do it justice. It's all competitive play and whatnot, but we just don't, it's not the official tournament arc. So both very good players who have won tournaments before, and probably with the amount of upsets that we've had this year, probably 2 of the most favored ones to win the tournament in general. So we're gonna be seeing quite a brawl here for which one of them goes into semifinals and may be the favored one to win, depending on which one of them gets in there. So let's see how it plays out. Okay, and right off the back of the last game, starting about 15 minutes late, we're recording another one. Here we go with Game 3 of Round 2. It will be Naomi versus Egg. We'll see the roll, and Naomi will win the roll, so Naomi is going to be our starting player. Egg will be going second. Did Egg go second in round 1 also? He's always cursed in competitive games to going second. He gets in this funk. Even when we're just, like, playing for fun, Egg and I, there will be times where, like, we'll play 8 games in a row and he'll go second every time. And then there will be times where he gets to go first, like, 7 at a time. He's, like, chosen by God either to die or to do great, like, in waves. We're going to see Naomi, I'm so used to calling her Naomi, I'm sorry. Naomi is going to ban Dio, which Egg is very well known for playing a very mean Dio, and Egg will ban Merrick because no one wants to have to play against Naomi's Merrick because Naomi is one of the only people who knows how to play Merrick. I think we probably know. I'm going to take a guess that Egg, unless he's doing it specifically to throw me off, this is probably Cell because Egg plays Dio and he plays Cell. I know that he does know how to play some other villains. I don't know if he'll try to play any other villains here. Naomi is taking her time to decide what villain she wants to do here. We might occasionally, you see that little text bubble at the top right, we might occasionally hear that little text box popping noise as Egg types because he doesn't have a mic, so he has to type to people. What are we going to see here? Who is Naomi picking is the real question. Egg is Cell, as expected, and Naomi is playing Father. After coming off the back of the last video, which was one of the greatest Father games I've ever seen, we're now gonna be seeing Naomi play Father into Egg Cell. I would expect this to be pretty in Cell's favor. Cell and Father are both good at exerting fate pressure. I think Father is usually typically better at getting his top fate back than Cell is, especially because Father doesn't clash, really, so he won't be triggering Appeal to Pride very much unless he has a shapeshifter turn he wants to do. Please put the clock where it goes, Egg. Come on, man. Put the fries in the bag. Cell has a harder time, especially without Appeal to Pride, of, like, getting Goku and Vegeta off of Arena. However, in exchange, Cell's game normally goes a bit faster than Father's. Cell will normally win quicker than Father will. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this goes. The fact that Father is going first is a pretty significant bonus for him in this matchup, I would say, even more than the usual. And a turn 1 Goku is going to be really rough for Egg. He's going to want to try and do... He either needs to very quickly get into semi-perfect, like a faster than average first android kill, or he's going to need to do some shenanigans to weaken Goku down. An early multiform could really help with that. Turn 1 Promise Day from Naomi. Gets Gluttony. Not bad. It's worth the amount that you paid for it. You're glad to see anything that isn't Mannequin Soldiers or Flask. Because in this house, we disrespect Flask. I think Naomi was debating if she wanted Shapeshifter in a rotation or not because of Appeal to Pride. Regen turn is very good for Egg. Would have been a lot better if he could have gone to Arena. Get rid of an explosive and go for a Fate. And a dead Mustang is quite unfortunate, but Riza holding down that top Fate is pretty good. Unfortunate to see Mustang off the rip without, like, a Lust or a Pride or even, like, an Envy to hit with it. What? Oh, he played Regen. I was like, what did Egg do with his turn? Did he just Fate and discard? No, he played Regen. He's at 6 power already. If he can draw into an early multi-form, he can pull back this Goku situation. Oh, Niami plays Flask. Oh, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. I hate Flask. I hate that card. It's not like bad. I just hate spending 2 power on it. We are going to see Egg just go over and get an Absorb on Goku. He's going to try and weaken him down so he can potentially open back up Arena with a special beam or something similar. Special beam is going to be the main way to do it. But getting hit with Goku turn 1, it really does mean that Egg needs to draw into ideally 17 or at least 18 pretty quickly here. Niami is going to go over to Fort Briggs. Pretty good time to get a little more Fate pressure in here since Goku is starting to get weakened. Now that Goku, well, even if Goku didn't have that -1 time, even if you pull like a Time Chamber, Mr. Satan or something, hitting Goku with the Time Chamber is not bad at all. Oh, I really thought that was going to be Mr. Satan Time Chamber, like I called it. Tien here is just absolutely terrible for Egg. Very unlucky. Things are not going in his favor out the gate. He's going to play another Absorb and Clash Tien. I'm kind of surprised that he didn't just weaken Goku more since Tien could get Senzu'd. But if the timing is bad on the Senzu Tien, then he won't really mind. Egg takes his turn so fast. He has this thing down to a science. There's an actual possibility that we could see the first timeout of the game or of tournament arc here. We had some timeouts in do we have timeouts? I think we had some timeouts in qualifiers. I didn't follow like each individual game in qualifiers that closely. I just counted up like who had the most wins to know who went to tournament arc for a lot of it. Lust here is really good for Niami. This is a very good setup for her. But oh, Egg thought it was his turn. He's so impatient. But Niami really takes her time and thinks out her turns. We have some players like that. I think Wako is another one in Tournament Arc right now who really takes his time and thinks out his turns. Egg plays super fast. He plays so much Cell and so much Dio, who are the two he plays mostly, that he has it down to a little bit of a science almost. I'm surprised that he's putting Ling Yao at Xerxes instead of covering... Yeah, okay, he heard me. I was about to say, why wouldn't you cover Central here? Force like a weird True Alchemy play to open back up Central. I definitely don't agree with that. It stops the True Alchemy shenanigans, but it also means that Lust is even more ready to go. I was about to say Lust is even more turned on. Listen! Anime Villainous is for ages 13 and up. Well, Goku is at -1, and there's a Cell Jr. over there, so Egg is quick on his way to being able to get Goku out of here and reopen that, probably just in time for Niami to Senzu bean him, knowing Egg's luck. But yeah, I was saying before, Niami really takes her time. Honestly, I might Time Chamber here. Pulling Krillin is also good. If Egg has Special Beam, he could uncover Arena this turn at the cost of that Cell Jr., which would be pretty good. Envy is a good pull here. Yeah, I usually like to cover Fort Briggs with Envy. Put all of my other allies at Xerxes, and then you can easily move them left or right if you need to, and then Envy at 4 strength, because of how his ability works, can hold down Fort Briggs. But Niami really takes her time with her decisions and all that, and Egg plays like an instant, because he's played so much Cell that he just has turns like memorized. Special Beam? Special Beam. Like this. So, it is actually feasible that we could see... Mei Chang isn't bad here because Niami has already discarded a lot of stuff. This time he is going to cover Xerxes. Envy did end up going to Central City. I probably still would have played Mei Chang to Central here. I really don't like letting my opponent have the gain 2 move when they go to Central unless they at least have to pay True Alchemy for it. Like use the True Alchemy to do it instead of getting another player card. He's going to get another Cell Jr. up to defend that. So this is a pretty good scenario for Egg. He's got a lot of heroes out on Niami, although Niami is set up to get a lot of Lust kills, potentially. But what Egg is really wanting to do here is make sure that he has his Fate pressure available to him so that he can kind of bury Father. If he can get Father stuck in a little bit of a loop of trying to uncover Lior and failing to, and then immediately getting covered again, basically failing to uncover it, then Egg can take the advantage in speed to to outpace Naomi. And like I already said earlier, Father is already a slower villain than whatever this villain is called. Father is already a slower villain than Cell, so it's already in his favor a bit. Gonna move in Envy, maybe, to play an early war at Lior, because you're short 1 power. Oh yeah, draw Umber Circle and Riza, that'll help. Oh no, just gonna play a True Alchemy with Gluttony plus Envy to kill Ling Yao and then get more. Holy cow. Yeah, this is why I would have put Mage Chain at Central, because then Lior wouldn't have been able to be opened. I hope you're watching this, Egg. Hohenheim is a fantastic pull for Egg here. He really wanted to see Hohenheim or Armstrong, and he got the better of the two, I would say. Assuming Naomi has a war, though, Naomi is either going to get to go to Fort Briggs and play a war to Lior, or is going to get to go to Xerxes and play a war for free. I would probably put the... Well, not for free, but hard play a war. I would probably hard play the war to Fort Briggs if I did that. Ooh, very unfortunate dead fate. I mean, it takes away 2 power, which it's always nice to keep Cell low if you can help it, but not covering Arena here is very unfortunate for Naomi. Very unfortunate for Naomi indeed. Really wanted to pull any hero, even if it was just, like, Gohan. See a little more discarding from Naomi here. I hope we don't get our first timeout. I think Egg plays Cell too fast to let his opponent timeout, if that was even a possibility. Also, Naomi, when Naomi gets down to the end of her time and is under the gun, she always gets it done, usually. Egg is going to Arena here. I wonder what his hand is that he's choosing to go to Arena instead of Tropical. He probably wants to try and get something to defend Hohenheim, or at least make it harder to deal with Hohenheim, or just getting an Umber here would be insane. He's actually going to go to Ginger, gain 2, and throw down a Cell Jr., probably because, yeah, the rest of his hand sucks. I saw Self-Destruct and Instant Transmit in there. Those are both doing nothing. The third card was probably, like, Reconnaissance or something. Maybe the other copy of Instant Transmit. He decided his hand. That was the longest I've seen Egg take to decide what to do with his Cell turn. He really wanted to Fate to try and stop this Hohenheim kill setup and whatnot. But in the end, he was like, this hand is awful enough, plus I can get another Cell Jr. at Arena, that he just wanted to get it gone. He definitely hasn't drawn into an Android unless he drew into one right now. Not getting an Android in the first 15 cards is pretty rough. I would call, not getting at least one of them in the first 15, I would call a little bit of a low roll for Cell. Not incredibly so, depending on how the rest of his deck order goes. But not seeing Multiform or a single Android yet is a little rough. We're going to see a hard play of Pride here, so it's going to cost Pride and then Sloth, presumably, which is going to lead to getting 2 power from Lust, I believe. Yeah. Ooh, man, if Egg pulls an Umbra here, it would leave Lior open, but an Umbra would be oh so tasty right now. If he drew into an Android and Absorb, though, I could see him just going to Tropical Island to get that underway. Naomi moving Flask to the bottom Fate. Makes sense. We're going to see an Appeal to Pride thrown out. Very unlikely to trigger, but worth it if it ever does. Gate of Truth. Naomi can pay for that and almost assuredly will while she's rich in power to be able to do so. She can pay for Gate of Truth and get a war at Lior, so that's probably what I'd be looking at doing if she has the war in hand. You get rid of Gate of Truth here no matter what. Ooh, Wrath and Greed and a Promise Day. Ooh, that was a really painful one. That was a really painful one. I also just noticed that Naomi moved... Okay, Naomi is going to True Alchemy Throne over. Fair enough. I was about to get really mad at seeing Flask at the bottom Fate instead of Father's Throne. I still don't love seeing Flask at the top Fate instead. I think it's better at the bottom Fate in most cases. But it's not bad at Lior. Lior is probably the second best place for it, I would say. We're going to see Fate, and that does get Vegeta. If Egg can get into semi-perfect soon, he's well set up to clear Vegeta out of there if he really needs to. Disappearances, that gets him up to 4, which is very good, and then he's doing more discarding. He's having a very, very poor time drawing into Multiform and the androids. He kept 1 card, so that 1 card must either be an android or a Multiform. Honestly, I would put Scar at Central here. There's no point in covering Lior because it's a free kill. You could put Armstrong at Lior, But I would put Scar at Central, especially because of Lust being there. But Egg, Tunnel Vision's on top fates. Okay, putting Armstrong at Central is insane. Now he could just get shot. Well, I guess Appeal to Pride, though, so that wouldn't be too bad if he gets shot, actually. I would still just put Scar at Central, though. Scar at Central, I think, is the most annoying. Because it stops the move into Scar, so Naomi will have to hard play Wrath into Scar or luck into a Promise Day to do it. Is Wrath the one that Naomi put back in the thing? I don't remember, actually. I feel like I probably still would have done Scar to Central. I don't think Armstrong to Central is bad at all, though, purely because Appeal to Pride is out. Gonna see another Fate playing Trunks. Oh, Supercomputer's out. I didn't even notice. Honestly, I'd probably Senzu Goku onto Arena and then try and heavy push progress if I was Naomi, but Trunks to Supercomputer is really gonna slow Egg down, so I respect that. I don't think it's a bad play. We'll probably see Egg go to Tropical and move his Supercomputer to Tropical now that Trunks is hunkered down at his bottom fate. Ooh, immediate Mannequin. Unfortunate. Hate to see it. Look at all these... Look at all these heroes just hanging around, avoiding Lior like the plague. That turn 1 Mustang pull was very rough for Egg. The fact that he has to get to a reshuffle for Mustang and then Mustang could be, like, pretty down in it has definitely allowed Naomi to just set up a super Lior here. Egg is going to go to Tropical. We're going to see him move the Supercomputer into Tropical. He does that play quite a bit when it seems good for him. And then we will see 17, and then we will see an Absorb on 17. Good for him that now that he's finally drawn an android, he got 17 first. He's almost at the bottom of his deck, so surely he has multiform by now. Multiform is what he really needs right now to be able to speed up beating 17 here. Naomi has still not gotten a single war, but Lior is super stacked, and Naomi has 7 power, so we could see a pretty easy, hard play of Start a War, or just a single ally Start a War. Using Throne to put back in a Start a War. Naomi must just not be drawing them. Gohan in 16. Definitely going to be 16, probably to Gingertown. Tropical Island is also a good place for 16 because that really messes up Egg being able to go and kill 17. Egg is probably going to be looking, since he has to go to Tropical Island to do those clashes, he's probably going to be looking for a Kamehameha to try and deal with this. Going to see an Edward here, and I think this is the best place to put Edward, even though Sloth is there. And then Egg is going to speed up getting to his reshuffle on the Father Fate deck, which is very good for him because of that last one being an auto mail. So that is a small bit of luck, but a nice bit of luck right there to be able to get that auto mail out immediately. Although an auto mail onto Armstrong would not be bad. We're going to see the Time Machine play to get an Absorb back. He must not have drawn into Multiform. Oh, Egg. Poor, poor Egg and not getting his Multiforms. Oh, I just had a small heart attack. I thought I wasn't streaming. Or I wasn't streaming. That wasn't recording. I'm not streaming, thankfully. Horrible time to pull TN. So yeah, just getting Goku on that top fate to really lock it down. Basically, more or less guaranteeing that Egg is not going to be getting that top fate back until he gets to Showdown. We're going to see Naomi pay 3 for Philo Stone to make sure that Sloth can kill Edward. And keep using Flask. Blech. Flask. Naomi has ended up losing a lot of that power stockpile she had. Really needs to get Edward out of here and doesn't have a great time doing it because she either has to pay 1 for True Alchemy to do it or she has to go to the Armstrong turn at Central. Shuffled back in the True Alchemy. Interesting. Gonna see I go over here. He finally got Multiform, and Goku being here is actually pretty decent timing for him because now he gets to put the -1 on Goku and then Clash 16. We could see a Multiform into 17 Kamehameha kill at Gingertown. It would slow down his Egg's fate pressure quite a bit, but he really, really wants to get into semi-perfect, like ASAP, because that will let him kill Trunks. It'll let him kill Trunks with a perfect barrier and Absorb, I mean. He'd need a little bit of help to get there, but right now he needs a lot of help to get to the Trunks kill is imperfect. But really, he just wants to get 17 out of here as quickly as possible. He needs to get that extra strength. Naomi is going to play the Starter War here. Why, that cost that much? 7? Yeah, it did cost 4. Yeah, it cost 3 and then 1 plus auto mail. So there's the first war, but it is the war at the easiest location for Naomi, and then we're going to see a Promise Day shuffled. Oh no, a Shapeshifter shuffled back in. Naomi has decided that she will be using Shapeshifter to kill Mei Chang or Armstrong, or actually could even kill Edward with it, depending. Immediate Senzu into 16 is quite unfortunate for Egg. I'm sure that he's very annoyed right now, because I know him. Instant transmit to get a multiform back onto 16, make sure he's set to be killed. So, Egg, no, he can't do it with a Kami here. He's still going to be short one. We're going to see a auto mail thrown onto Armstrong, and a Shapeshifter can't get Edward or Armstrong out of here, and now it costs 2 to play Shapeshifter. So this is a very rough position for Naomi. Naomi really needs to get Edward out of here. Honestly, probably just has to take the central turn. Naomi was probably hoping to go to central, play, kill Edward with Sloth, play the form, shoot Armstrong, and just give the appeal to Pride up. But can't do that now because Armstrong has the auto mail. It's looking like a Xerxes turn in just a desperate bid for power. This could really start to turn and is going to play the Shapeshifter. Egg shouldn't be able... Well, actually, no. Egg... Ooh... Egg might be able to use that Top Fate now and get rid of the Shapeshifter if Naomi kills Mei Chang, because the appeal to Pride will let him move Vegeta out, does some kind of a -1 Cell Jr. kill on Goku, gets his fade off, uses the Shapeshifter move to get Lust over to Mei Chang. Not going to clash? Not going to clash. Naomi knows better than to give that appeal to Pride. Egg might not have done it anyway. We're going to see Egg go over here. He's going to gain power with Bug Drone. He's going to get Goku down another one, so Goku will be very easy to kill when he gets to Goku. And he has more than enough power to Kamehameha 17 if he just gets the opportunity. It's going to be very interesting to see how this game closes out here. The appeal to Pride will trigger here, so it's going to be very easy for Egg to, if he can get into semi-perfect, to open back up Arena. He doesn't even need to get into semi-perfect for it, because he just moves Vegeta to Carnival with Trunks and deals with them when he gets into Showdown. Gonna be the Clash Armstrong kill here. Even if it gives appeal to Pride, you have to do the Clash Armstrong kill. Ooh, actually, wait. The Clash Armstrong kill really sucks here, because I just realized Egg isn't gonna get Arena back. Egg is gonna move 17 into the bottom fate and go play Absorb or Perfect Barrier and get into Semi-Perfect. Then he can go to Arena next turn and just get Vegeta and Goku out of here. Ooh. I think that's... Ooh, is he still just going to move Vegeta instead? I would move 17 into that bottom fate and get into Semi-Perfect. Oh, does he just not have the card to do it? He might not have the card to kill 17. Very unfortunate if true. He's going to go to Arena here then? He's got plenty of power. He is. He's going to do a Perfect Barrier. He did have the Perfect Barrier. Wow. I'm going to have to talk to him about that play. I guess he just really wanted to make sure that he got Arena open immediately because Naomi has just cleaned out all of her stuff. Yeah, he probably just wants the Fate Pressure. He wants the immediate Fate Pressure instead of getting it a little later. And you play Riza here and get rid of Shapeshifter and then like really mess some stuff up. I also just realized that Naomi moved Pride out of the of Lior, which means that Egg can now actually contest it again. This is going to be a really interesting, like, fast-moving race here at this point, I think. Because now Egg not only has Arena open at the moment, but Egg can really easily, not really easily, but Egg can more effectively close Lior, especially if he pulls, like, Hohenheim or Scar. And Naomi has moved Pride out to try and make faster progress on tokens. On transmutation tokens, but as a result, Egg is going to be able to alleviate Fate Pressure, and in this current board state, Egg, we know, has 18 in hand, is about to get to Semi-Perfect, has all of his items out. Egg can really speed through 18, especially if he gets Trunks out of here, which once he hits Semi-Perfect will just be one Absorb or Perfect Barrier away. Dude, look at the time difference on this. Egg plays so fast, and Naomi takes so much time to think, neither of which are bad. Egg is confident in what he does, and he plays a lot of cell, so he takes his turns quickly because he always knows what he wants to do. Naomi really takes her time to think through her turns and all of her options, and that normally works out well for her because, as we see, she's a well-respected competitive player and gets far in tournaments. So it definitely works for her, but it's just so funny seeing that Naomi is about to be 10 minutes down compared to Egg. Naomi is going to go to Xerxes. Play the war here? Is it for the war? Oh no, it's for True Alchemy to move over the stone, and then the Stone of Women Punching, as we call it. Philo's Stone lets Father's base strength punch Riza, Mei Chang, and Winry. The 3 women in his Fate deck, and he gets to punch them with the Philo Stone, which is so funny. Egg is going to go to Tropical Island here. He's got the multiform move, so he's guaranteed to be able to kill 17 here. He's going to play Absorb anyway and get 2 power out of it. I'm kind of surprised, honestly, that he wouldn't save the Absorb for punching Trunks in the next turn or 2. He's going to move Bug Drone just for funsies. It's not where 17 goes. Silly man. That puts him in a semi-perfect. We know that he has 18 in hand. He's got Multiform and Supercomputer available to him. The problem is that Supercomputer is at Tropical Island because of Trunks, which is a little rougher to work with, especially because he does not want to get TN'd anywhere other than Carnival at this point. Gonna see a Promise Day from Naomi, see what she gets. She gets her always a guaranteed Wrath, which is very good for her right now. This game is, this game's gonna really come down to the wire here. It's gonna be very close. Honestly, I would probably put Wrath at Central right now. And then if Egg plays a hero anywhere else that you want Wrath to kill, you can just move Wrath into it. Naomi does have to take a reshuffle here because Wrath being the bottom card, which is a little unlucky. Gonna get a Fate. It's gonna be Time Chamber and Gohan. I could see Time Chambering Vegeta and Trunks here because Gohan dies to the Cell Jr. at Arena anyway. Playing Gohan to Tropical Island is very interesting. Just trying to take away the extra move there, especially because Supercomputer is there. I can understand that. That does, he's right set up for Multiform now, though. Honestly, I could have really seen the Time Chamber there just to make it where Trunks is even harder to kill. Egg is going to go ahead and get a Cell Jr. at Gohan and just take him out immediately instead of letting him be there and then play a Recon. We're going to see a Fate. He gets Hohenheim and Gate of Truth. I think Hohenheim there is pretty ideal. Doesn't move Wrath. Turns off all those items. Actually going to put Hohenheim at Lior, which is also fair because Riza is there. That's going to definitely do the Wrath move into killing Riza, though. I think that Hohenheim at Central City is the best option here right now. Because if you let Naomi move Wrath into Riza to get Riza out and then potentially like move Pride in at Central to re-clean that top Fate after getting a token at Xerxes, it could be really rough. It's really hard to tell who has the upper hand here, to be honest, just because Naomi's territory is so well set. Riza and Hohenheim aren't... Hohenheim is pretty bad. Riza isn't the worst ever. The main problem with Riza is that Riza is stopping Gluttony and Mannequin Soldiers from being able to uncover Lior because of how her ability works. Trunks and Vegeta are at... Egg is checking to see if he's going to get TNs. He could actually, if he has Perfect Barrier, he can kill 18 this turn at Tropical Island, but then he might get locked there. We are going to see a Starter War. Naomi has 2 tokens out, and Pride and Wrath are both in play with a couple of others. I'm kind of leaning a little bit in Naomi's favor here, especially if she can just get the Central City token before killing Hohenheim. Playing Shapeshifter, interesting. Wants to go to Lior and shoot Riza next turn, presumably. Also gets the move action here, probably move Pride over to Fort Briggs. Egg really wants to pull Mustang and take out Pride or Wrath. Would help him a lot right now. Moving Pride back into Lior. I don't think I agree with that play. I think that Egg is probably gonna, take his Tropical Islands turn. I think that I really would have gone for getting Pride over to Fort Briggs and just did the best to get that far right token ready to go before Egg entered Showdown. Egg is really hoping not to see TN here. Alas. Doesn't even pull Gohan to get to pick where Gohan goes. Didn't pull Goku, though, which is pretty nice. If Naomi doesn't pull Goku here, and also Mr. Satan, the only one in Arena, is really good. If Naomi doesn't pull Goku here, then Egg can potentially do some Kamehameha shenanigans. Well, actually, he doesn't love Kamehameha here because of 16. We could see a special beam into Kamehameha and just absolutely clean up his territory really quick. He'd get to blow up Trunks, Krillin, and 16 all in one fast go. Egg is in Showdown. It's very easy for him to kill stuff now. He's got a Cell Jr. at Arena, which can easily take out Goku or potentially, with another Cell Jr., take out a quick Gohan play. We are going to see Naomi go over to Lior and shoot Riza. Egg isn't going to get to move on his turn, so Naomi knows that she's got one free turn here. Honestly, I might have gone for Fort Briggs first to try and get some damage. I really think that Naomi made a bit of a misstep with moving Pride back to Lior. I really think that what Naomi needed to do, especially because Egg ended up getting Fate Locked, which there was no way for her to know that would happen. I think that Naomi really should have gotten Pride over and then could have moved Lust to the far right. Instead, what Naomi is going to do, which also isn't bad, is get Gluttony and Pride over to the left to be able to take out Hohenheim and get the token there quickly. We are going to see the special beam kill on 16, and then we're going to see, wow, I predicted it. Krillin and Trunks? Vegeta, actually. Huh. I guess because Trunks can't be time-chambered back into up to 5 like Vegeta can. That's fair. That makes sense. It's not like his items are at Trunks anyway. He's going to move over Time Machine. He wants to shuffle in a Cell Jr. or a Kamehameha. I could have also seen the Special Beam Cannon. He did choose the Kamehameha. This is a very strong position for Egg. Naomi needs to get that far left token and then work on the far right token very quickly. Like, Naomi needs to get that far left token now. It is just a 1 cost, so. This is going to be a very close game. There's the war. Just one more to go on the far right. I think Egg is finally going to get his long overdue Mustang play. You probably just put Gohan at Arena here. Force Egg to play a Cell Jr. into the double KO on that, and then he's got to figure out some way to deal with Mr. Satan. I think Naomi is checking for Cell Juniors even. The thing is you don't want Egg to take an Arena turn if you can help it, and if he's going to take an Arena turn, you got to make him pay for it. Yeah, so I don't think putting Gohan anywhere else would make sense here. Is there a Senzu? I don't know if Senzu is still in this deck, this is really bad for Egg. Because if Senzu is still in the deck, then did get the, whatchamacallit, moving Pride instead of moving Lust is interesting here. Egg is actually going to go get Disappearance Power first, and I bet it is Senzu, so he doesn't want to give Gohan the Senzu. Unfortunate timing on Scar. I would probably just put him at the far left with Hohenheim. You can't put him at Fort Briggs, because Wrath will just move into him. Playing Alphonse instead. Why? Like, all of the good allies are in play. I disagree with this play heavily by Egg. I would put Scar at the far left so that Wrath... Because now Naomi can use Pride to kill Alphonse without having to do any movement, and Naomi can use Wrath to kill Hohenheim instead of making Naomi use... I guess maybe... Well, actually, wait a minute. I don't know what his hand is. Maybe he's setting up a... Maybe he's setting up Game? I don't know if he has Game in hand, but he could maybe get really close because of... The only thing I can think of for putting Alphonse there is that unless Naomi goes and uses a True Alchemy, then Naomi definitely doesn't get to Fate this turn. But Naomi gets to... This is what I was afraid of, is Naomi gets to do this really clean kill to get rid of Hohenheim and then move Gluttony into the free Alphonse kill with, like, a True Alchemy or whatnot. Actually gonna move Lust to, and then throw down Greed. Ooh. I would go ahead and discard Philo Stone if you have a Start a War in hand and get that Divinity in hand. Egg has to open this up. I don't know if there is, like, Senzu in the discard or play available. If Senzu is in the discard, this is very bad for Egg. If Senzu is not in the discard, it's quite good for Egg. We're going to see a Fate. Mustang. He wants Mustang here. There's Mustang, finally. Showing up to work. Oh, but I think he has to get rid of the 4. I don't think it matters. I think this is game. Oh, no, wait, no. Naomi is... I miscounted. Sorry. For some reason, I thought Naomi had 7 strength over at the far right. Naomi only has... it's because I thought Philo Stone was 1 over. Naomi only has 5. So, yeah, the Umbra Circle probably was the better play, unfortunately. This is really going to come down to the wire. I think Naomi just might be able to cinch it. We're going to see back-to-back Father wins. It looks like Naomi doesn't have it and is going to go for the True Alchemy kill instead. Get rid of Mannequin Soldiers to kill Alphonse. Looking if she wants to use Father's Throne, and it looks like she doesn't. If she gets True Alchemy and Start a War, she can win next turn. And she gets to Fate Egg here, and if it is a full discard, which is going to trigger Recon. If it is a Senzu that she pulls here, it's basically game. I think if it's not, it's either Senzu or Goku. So it's going to be very good either way. A child. Cell Jr. is what Egg needs right now to deal with Mr. Satan. If Egg has Kamehameha in hand, which I don't know if he does, yep, Senzu into Gohan. That's probably game. And then that last Fate is Goku. Which stops a self-destruct or anything like that. Yeah, Naomi has game on board if she has True Alchemy and Start a War. Or an ally in Start a War. I think any ally would do it here, other than Mannequin Soldier, obviously. Mannequin Soldiers aren't allies, they're Mannequin Soldiers. And I think Naomi's got this. It's quite an unfortunate game for Egg, that turn 1 Mustang pull and then not getting any androids until like the last 10 cards of his deck. Didn't get multiform until the very bottom. Very unfortunate cell shuffle for him. He's trying to figure out... I mean, you got to go to Carnival this turn, bro. You know you got to go to Carnival. If you can't win this turn, you're going to Carnival. He's going to Tropical. I guess he's setting up win because he knows if Naomi has it anyway, then it's over regardless. Oh, he's getting regen power. And then moving the multiform into Gohan. Okay, yeah. And setting up... Yeah, he's setting up game. Although I think a Goku play stops game. Potentially. Oh, wait, what am I talking about? Naomi only needs the war because Naomi has a move action. Yeah, I don't know why Egg didn't go to Carnival there. I guess he was just betting on Naomi having not drawn the Start a War. Which was, you know, it might have been his only play, to be honest, at that point. He had a Kamehameha, absorb disappearances, Goku play. I think Goku play to Arena stopped him from winning for another turn anyway, so I'm pretty sure that this was Naomi's no matter what. Very unfortunate for Egg on the, that turn 1 Mustang you hate to see. That's very unlucky against Father. And then he got hit with Goku, and right after he got rid of, he got rid of Goku, and then I think Goku got Senzu'd? Or no, it was Goku got weakened, and then Vegeta was played or something? Not a great cell game for him. Not the worst cell game I've ever seen, though. Well played Father by Naomi, for sure. So now Egg gets to go first, so he is the starting player, which means he will ban Merrick, because he refuses to play against Merrick. As Butter tries to set up the clock instead of just pulling out a new one for some reason. And Naomi refuses to let Egg play Dio. So I think we're just going to see Egg play Cell again because he's Egg. Butter, just pull out another clock, bro. Okay, he finally got it. Naomi has to pick first so Egg can counterpick. And by counterpick, I mean pick Cell. Naomi is going to think about who best to play into Cell going first. Just play Father again. Satella? I don't think Satella likes this Cell matchup very much. especially because Cell's appeal to prides means that she doesn't want to take advantage of Witch at all. And we are going to see... Is he actually playing someone that isn't Cell? There's no way, dog. There's no way. He's playing Light? I've seen him pull out Light every now and then. I really expected to see him, like, play Loxus or something, because he had played a little bit of Loxus with me the other day. Mostly because I was playing Loxus and then he tried it. Egg playing Light. Man, this thumbnail is gonna throw everyone through a loop. I'm gonna make his thumbnail Light. No one's gonna expect it. They're all gonna be shocked. And it will be Satella versus Light. I don't know why I said that like we didn't already know it. Naomi goes second, so she gets a power, which Satella quite likes if she's able to go to Tea Party or Roswell. I mean, she'll be able to go to one or the other, unless she has a really good Nostra or Sanctuary turn, probably Nostra this early. But Light is, of course, going to go to Yellow Box. Characters like All For One, Light, Diaboromon, when they go first, they always go to the Gain 1 Discard Fate, because it's so strong, and it will end up covered for a very long time. It's part of the reason characters like them have top Fate Gain 1 discards, is because they normally end up locked for a lot of the time. Going to see Egg throw out Last Resort immediately, so unless a Complications hits that, it's going to sit there for quite some time. Good insurance against Imprisoned or a potential Justice Planned later. Going to see an immediate auto, which Uncovering Roswell Manor is honestly... Well, no. I was going to say I see a world where you just play Krush to Tea Party here, but I understand Egg doing this. It makes Roswell such a better location, which Satella actually likes, and she kind of likes it early even, especially. But locking down that top Fate with Subaru is very important for Light because it lets him set up Shinigami Eyes and Justice Planned. But honestly, in this situation, if I were Egg, I probably still would have played Krush to Tea Party or maybe even Sanctuary. Because it's not like he's set up to be playing Shinigami Eyes or the other thing right now. Or Justice Planned. And it looks like Naomi is going to go and get Whale and Miley out immediately. Holy cow. Egg is definitely hoping to see Julius. And he is going to go over to Tea Party. He probably has some desperate gambits to play. Julius on White Whale is incredible here. Normally, White Whale, you can spend 1 power to save him from Julius. But Naomi left herself with no power, which means Julius kills it. And Sanctuary is double covered. That is the perfect fate for Egg to get there. Very unfortunate for Naomi. And all he did is Fate. Egg knew that that Fate was so tasty if it went right for him that he had to do it. Crazy. Bro didn't even have a desperate gambit. That's wild. Yeah, Naomi definitely wants to cover Yellow Box here. Got Ide to do it, thankfully. A non-hero Fate there would have been really bad for Naomi. A non-hero Fate there after that Julius White Whale kill would have been killer. I would have felt awful. I would have ugh. Would have lost my mind. 1 cost to Elsa is always good to see. Not worrying about killing Subaru right now because there are too many heroes out anyway. Honestly, I'm a little surprised at not putting... We're going to get an immediate move and social manip into Mogi, which means that Egg will most definitely get another Yellow Box turn. I was going to say, I'm surprised that Elsa isn't going to Subaru unless Naomi is really just planning to move Subaru out. Because... And there we go, never mind. Forget everything I said. I was about to say, because... whatchamacallit could get the kill here, Typhon. And actually, we're going to see the terrible Fate kill and get the first token on Subaru on, like, turn 3 or 4, which is very good. However, it does give him 2 strength on the very first token. We saw this with Cole just the other game. Wait a minute. Is Naomi playing all of the villains that Cole played in the last game? Oh, no. Quantum. Playing the villains that Quantum and Cole played, because Cole played Satella, Quantum played Father. But getting the +2 on Subaru on the first one, sometimes you just have to do that to be able to get your motion going, and I think it was the right call here for Naomi. Yeah, just put Ram on that top Fate. Got Mogi's name, by the way, not Ide, alas. Very not in Egg's favor, but man, if he'd gotten Ide's name there, he would have been chosen by God. The Lord would have decided that he was winning this game. But that +2 token can really come back to bite you, so I think the main thing that Naomi is going to look for here is that she really doesn't want Subaru. Ooh, double Complications. Really unlucky pull. Probably kill the Last Resort here because, you know, it can't trigger for a long while. But, the main thing that I think that Naomi is going to be looking for here is that she really does not want Subaru taken away. The double play is very smart here. It is possible that Naomi could open Tea Party now, which would give Egg a bit of trouble. And I think Egg immediately realized the power amount here and was like, nah, I'm double covering Tea Party. Take your double play. But Naomi really needs to try to not let Subaru get an extra strength here. We're going to see a Desperate Gambit from Egg. He's going to get L's name, and then the fate is going to be... I'm surprised he's Desperate Gambit. It's going to be Alias, so he got lucky for it. I was about to say, I'm surprised that he's doing a Desperate Gambit here when he has a Fate Lock and knows that he gets to go to Yellow Box next turn. Because I wouldn't want to get that Yellow Box cover there. He's going to throw out a Paranoid Prep. Kiricult and Paranoid don't do much for him right now. Kiricult literally does nothing. Paranoid is always nice, but not super necessary. He really, really would like to see a... whatever card it is I'm thinking of. He'd really like to see a Justice Plan to get another name out. Satella is already at 1 token. He's only at 1 name, thanks to that Desperate Gambit pulling Alias. So, Egg really needs to... honestly, he kind of needs to get to at least 3. Ideally, he wants to get to 4 names before Naomi gets this next Subaru kill, especially if Naomi gets the Subaru kill without many other heroes in play. Naomi not using your ability. What do we have going here? It wants to trigger the Kiricult and just get it out. We're going to see a Cowardice and put Subaru at the top fate intentionally, which I don't hate, honestly, because what Naomi really wants to do right now is rush, and this puts Rem in, or not Rem, Amelia into Typhon kill range. Throw out a Petal Goose who can't get a kill right now. Yeah, so Typhon can blow up Ram even if Rem comes out and Amelia. Egg is going to get his Yellow Box turn and go for Fate. He's going to get Krush, and he is going to choose to cover the Vanguard. Ooh, that is a really good hand. Yeah, get rid of that, get rid of that. I'd probably get rid of Echidna, too, to be honest. Not getting rid of Echidna is kind of trying to make sure that Naomi doesn't luck into Typhon. Throwing out a Misinfo. Definitely putting Krush at the Roswell was the right play there, I think, to take away that Vanquish. Doesn't want Naomi to be able to... Naomi has to have, like, Typhon into Terrible Fate now to be able to bust open the... whatchamacallit? The Tea Party. Getting Echidna out there. And then Broken just to gain a power. Wants to stay high on power. Loathing not going to do a lot for her here. Well, definitely not. I was going to say Loathing could help with, like, being able to Clash Krush, but Loathing is not going to trigger on Ide anytime soon unless Egg lucks into that name. Egg does really need to get some tokens going, though. We're going to see a Patient Plotting here, which is interesting because Satella can go to her bottom fate. Going to see a Felix play and take that -1 off of Amelia, which is actually very good for Egg because now, well, actually, no, Petal Goose is there, so it doesn't matter. Never mind, I was going to say now Amelia isn't in the Typhon range, but Petal Goose is there, and Petal Goose can get the Typhon range to go. Kind of forcing Naomi to take a Fate turn here, but I don't think Naomi really minds. This does mean that Naomi has to let Egg have another yellow. That's probably why I did the Patient Plotting, actually, is because now he gets to have another Yellow Box turn, and he has got Satella on the rope-a-dope right now. Like, Naomi, at this rate, is going to have to take a... honestly, if I were Naomi, I probably would have covered Yellow Box, because Naomi really needs, like, a breather here. And Egg is just rinse cycling these fates. And also, if Egg, especially if Egg has another whatchamacallit. Oh, Auto would be nasty here. Yagami and then Shinigami Eyes. Oh, he's not gonna take the Fate this turn. He's gonna get the Fate next turn and get a name off of it. Very good for him. Naomi, really, honestly, Naomi needs to, if she doesn't have Typhon in hand, she needs to reshuffle and hope she gets it. Because Typhon here would be incredible. Typhon here would actually probably put Naomi in the lead. I would say that Naomi is looking really good to win. Lie? Not oh, dude, Naomi, if you didn't have it, I would have shuffled for it, girl. She's going to get the kill on Amelia using Petal Goose, which is going to let Lie trigger to put a bunch of tokens on someone. What the heck? Oh, because of Echidna. Ooh. So that was Carmilla, Petal Goose, and whatchamacallit happening. Oh, I would've reshuffled for Typhon. Subaru getting +3 here, and Egg has yellow box open, and Subaru is on the top fate, which means Light can get away with a lot of nonsense. Ooh, if Egg gets Ide's name as well, if Egg gets Ide's name in, like, the next 2 pulls... 12 strength Subaru, 2 tokens. I don't love it. Got Mellow, not what he was hoping to get, but not bad. Gonna get Kiyomi over there to draw more cards at the end of his turn. He really wants to be drawing into Patience and the other thing now. Reinhardt is pretty good here. I would probably cover Roswell. I would take away the Vanquish and the Power Gain at Roswell. Nostra is also good to take away that double play discard. Since Satella has her full deck right now, so she does really want to be discarding. We could see Tea Party opened any second now as well. He's going to be going to Nostra still regardless and then just playing out Echidna. Early Echidna is really nice. Sekhmet would be better, but Echidna is good. And that'll be Naomi's turn. Egg's going to go over there, throw out a Battle of Wits, get a Fate going. Double through Heck is terrible. Yeah, probably just move Reinhardt off there. He's going to block up Tea Party. He doesn't want it to get uncovered now. He doesn't really have to worry about letting... holy cow, what a hand. 3 terrible Fates and Envious, I think that was. He doesn't really have to worry about stopping Sanctuary double plays because it's going to take Naomi a good while to kill Subaru anyway. He's at 12 strength. Even if Naomi gets I Love You, Naomi will still have 10 strength worth of Subaru to go through, and 10 strength is a really awkward number for whatchamacallit. Yeah, it's a really good near swap. Egg also realized he was supposed to be at 5 cards. Should have realized it right after he played that other card. Digital dummy. We could see Egg go to Yagami and set up a Patient Plotting or 2. I don't think we've seen God of the New World yet from him, so he could have, like, Patient Plotting in hand plus a God of the New World. Just get 2 names immediately. That would go very, very well for him right now. Just his plan to get a name, that works. He doesn't really need those 2 cards at the moment. Misinfo could be really nice, but he doesn't super need it. Mazda, not the name he wanted to see. Patient Plotting, either through having the card, because I think he has 1 more copy coming up, or he's going to Desperate Gambit here, actually. And pull Mogi's name. Very unlucky on name pulls. Mazda here is great for Egg, because he doesn't want to see... Naomi get to play that. I think he forgot to discard before he did Desperate Gambit. Does this dude even play Light? 12 strength Subaru with Sekhmet there? I don't... We could Daphne kill Echidna into... Oh, Echidna's out, actually. We could definitely see a Subaru kill here. Not with with Great Rabbits, though, I don't think. Oh, Daphne. Wait, that might do it. Yeah, I think that will get the kill. Echidna into Sekhmet was great for Naomi. Incredible getting into that showdown that fast. This is not looking good for Egg. He's got a lot of power, though, if he can start throwing off some social manips to get the last of his names quickly. God of the New World? What are we doing here? Is he doing social manip to move Ide and then move near off of Yellow Box? That Yellow Box is very likely to get covered, though. That is indeed what he's doing. Oh, he's going to stack everyone there. Oh, he's not going to move near, and he's going to kill Matsuda. I don't know about that one, Chief. Yeah, he is in the end going to move near. Don't forget to gain your 2 power there. I think he forgot to gain his 2 power from... This guy does not play Light. This guy does not play Light. This was Egg. This was not the time to try and beat the Cell and Dio-only allegations, bro. That is a 13-strength Subaru. It'll be an 11-strength Subaru once I Love You is played. Egg is only at 4 names, though. He really needed to be at about 6 by this point. If he can, if Naomi takes a little bit to get I Love You, just gets a little bit of bad draw, and Egg can hurry up into his, surprised at not playing Broken here. Obsession, really? Okay. Mellow's about to come out. Egg is gonna... I'm surprised that Naomi isn't fading here. Egg is gonna get to go to Yellow Box and kill Matsuda. Reinhardt's pretty great here. Yeah, you just want to take away the double plays right now, more than anything. Don't forget to kill Matsuda at the end of your turn. Playing out Mikami. Very, discarding his whole hand, must not have cards to get names. Getting rid of Matsuda is really good here, because Matsuda would be a very strong accusation. Although Nier is just as strong an accusation. But we're about to see Mello on Kiyomi for sure. Yep, Mello on Kiyomi for the free obsession. It really depends on when she draws I Love You, but I think this is looking pretty good for, oh, and then uncovering the top fate. Yeah, this is looking really good for Naomi. Egg needs to get those last 4 names, like, I don't know, probably about 2 turns ago. Going over to Task Force, going for the fate. Garfield and Beatrice. Beatrice is an easy kill here at the top fate, unfortunately, so he's going to choose Garfield. And then throw down a free Eyes. Naomi is going to go Cowardice to stop those eyes. Yeah. It's a pretty good use of her turn, because if she doesn't have I Love You, she probably wants to discard most of her hand. If not, like, all of it. Yeah, all of those cards don't need them right now. Surprised she's even keeping 3, to be honest. Yeah, Aizawa and then L to the top fate. It's not looking good for Egg. I think that Naomi has probably got this one. Egg could surprise me. I just find it very unlikely. Social Manip. Social Manip to not get a name again is going to make him go really slow here. He does get to kill Mello and move Aizawa. He opens back up the eyes and does a lot of kills. Naomi, if Naomi doesn't already have I Love You, she's going to be very close to it. And she's got Petal Goose and Carmilla at Subaru. Egg really needs to fate and, like, get auto. I think fating and getting auto is, like, his only out right now to slow down Naomi enough to not lose this. Great Rabbits is very good here. Daphne into Petal Goose on the Great Rabbits. Ooh. This has been quite a good Satella game for Naomi. She just needs to draw the thing. If she draws into I Love You here, it's probably game. Especially because Egg is going to go get a name. Because he has to get names right now. He's going to throw out a Patient Plotting and then discard his hands. Naomi is absolutely going to stop that Patient Plotting. There's no reason for her to go anywhere that isn't a fate action this turn. What's she going to do? Go to the Covered Sanctuary? Yeah, right, bro. There's Miley. Just needs to draw... And she can guarantee it as well. Well, no, if she discards her whole hand and it's the very bottom card, she won't draw it. She might have just been holding it this whole time. Not going to stop the Patient Plotting, but going to alias a name back, so that essentially stops it. Doesn't matter what name you put back, because he doesn't have any of the names to kill any of these people right now. He's going to get L's name right back with Patient. He's got to go Fate. Hopefully he has a Social Manip to get another name here. It's not impossible that Egg could bring this back. Him bringing it back basically depends on pulling auto here. He got auto. Which is crazy. Reinhardt and Subaru to the top fate. He's going to put Reinhardt at the bottom fate actually to stop the double play, which I respect. Garfield. Yeah, Garfield at Subaru is worth it. Garfield, whatever his name is, and then auto. They just put it in Nostra for the sake of blocking the play and discard there. And then you put everyone else at auto. Not much else to do with that. And he is just going to hard stack the top fate. He thought better of it. He really doesn't want to give her that Vanquish action at... He's going to put Reinhardt at Tea Party and put Garfield there. Pretty easy to uncover it from Garfield. I mean, with this setup, it's not very hard to uncover it with Reinhardt either. I do not think that Egg can get 3 names fast enough. He's gotten his best shot with, the whatchamacallit. Oh, but now Whale is here. And if Naomi doesn't have whatchamacallit, she is almost certainly going to draw it. This last Satella loop has gone as much in Egg's favor as possible. There's I love you. So that's an 11 strength Subaru. All it really takes is to use Cowardice to move him over to that right side. That right side has more than enough strength. And Egg is not getting a fate here. He is opening everything up, though, and throwing out a patient plotting. Throwing out a misinfo. I don't think he didn't get a name that turn either. I don't think he can get 3 names fast enough. And the 3 names he doesn't have are the 3 heroes in play, which is quite unfortunate. He hasn't had any rem turns to knock out one of the heroes that he didn't have the name for. Egg is going to head over to Roswell. Gain 1. Accuse. Probably. Accuse Aizawa and move L onto the top fate. Just cover all of his locations again other than 1. I can't wait for the end of this game where I get to ask Egg if he's ever played Light before. I don't think he's been playing Light bad. I just like to rib my friends. What are we going to see Naomi do here? There's the Cowardice to put Subaru back over. And then that will be the kill. This is basically game. All she has to do... I don't know if we saw Witch discarded earlier or not. All she has to do is play a Witch. She can punch Reinhardt. Any ally into White Whale will do it. Otto is at 0. Just needs a Terrible Fate or a Vanquish. He's gone. Yeah, I don't see how Egg could possibly bring this back at this point. But gosh darn it, he's going to try. There's Frederica. Just getting the whale away from Reinhardt and then stacking 2 heroes on top of each other to mess up witch kills. Desperate Gambit. Gets him Ide's name. He's gotten way too many names through Desperate Gambit instead of anything else. He just put Ide's name back. Or L's. Can't believe this guy played someone other than Dio or Cell. What was he thinking? I don't think Egg realized that it was still his turn. Gonna see the Elsa play, and then the gain 2, and then probably kill Elsa. Oh, and then Typhon and get rid of both of them. Well, that's game on board, and Egg is fate locked, so this is gonna be it, ladies and gentlemen. What a way for last year's tournament arc champ to go. Get the L kill just for funsies because he knows it's game. Good games regardless. Well done, both players. I'm talking like it's already over because it is. Naomi can literally clash Otto. And that will do it. So Naomi with the 2-0 victory. Very well played by her. Good stuff. Great games from both players. That will see Naomi going on to the semifinals, and Egg is out in the top 8. He was the winner last year, so I would consider that probably another upset because Naomi was out in round 1 last year. Just goes to show dice can roll both ways, you know. Naomi might have been out last year. I don't remember how her games went last year, if it was especially unlucky or not. But now she's back in this year, and she's in the top 4, and all of QA and Never and Egg and Azure, a lot of the top 8 from last year are all out. But crazy stuff. It has been a wild tournament arc this year, a year of upsets, to be sure. What a wild time. But yeah, that is going to be it for this one. Let's go take a look at the bracket and see how it's looking. And so with that 2-0 victory, Naomi will be moving into the semifinals. Potentially, I would maybe even call it another upset with Egg having been the champion of last year, now knocked out. So that gives us 3 of our semifinalists. Congrats to Naomi. Egg, you lost, buddy. I'm going to make fun of you for playing light for every, probably at least 2 weeks. I hang out with Egg a lot. He's a good friend of mine. But yeah, now I'm moving on into the semifinals. We've only got one more round 2 game to go between Wako and D. Gessner, and then we will have all of our semifinalists. Very much looking forward to seeing how that all plays out. Hope you're all enjoying the tournament. I'll catch you next time for the last round 2 match. Until then, farewell.